Cool, man. I'm so excited to talk about your new reality show they got going on. But before we get into that, man, here at
Yep.
Bionic Buzz, we are all about people's passion. I wonder where your passion for filmmaking came from because you led a pretty unique career path. But was a certain movie inspired it, a certain performance inspired, or something that was just natural for you?
Well, interestingly enough, my passion is actually telling stories.
Yeah.
And so I was always a writer. And what a mentor told me was that as a director, you have the most amount of tools to tell a story because a writer only has the words. But as a
Mhm.
director, you have the words, but you also have the actors, and you have the edit, and you have the cinematography, and you have the music. And so if he told me, if you truly want to tell stories, then you need to be a director. Because I never even considered directing until I was in my 30s. It wasn't, something I thought about or something that I thought, I wanted to do for a living. I didn't really know what it was. I didn't, direct any films in film school. I was just a writer for most of my life. And then I found out what true storytelling was, and here I am.
That's amazing. And you end up actually joining the Navy right after what 9/11 inspired it. How,
I
how long
did.
were you in there in the Navy for?
I was in the Navy for 8 years.
Wow. Very
So it
cool.
was, it was a childhood commitment I'd made and sort of forgot about it because of school and life and all the things that happened. And then, just after 9/11, it seemed like something that it just reminded me that I thought I had a duty. And so I went out and
Okay.
signed up. Yeah.
So you're in the Navy for 8 years, and then you kind of go to Hollywood and work on lots of different projects. Over the years.
Well, actually, I did both concurrently.
Oh
So,
wow, okay.
yeah. So what I did was I was in a reserve style unit where we weren't, full time. We weren't active duty. We weren't there every day. And so that's what BA is. It's, you take the job that's in front of you and you work for a couple of days. And then, when that job ends, you take the next job. And so in between is when I was serving.
Let's talk about some sort of projects you worked on over the years. I mean, you got to be in, some are big and small. Sometimes you were just a Millennials crew. Sometimes you were either second unit director, assistant director. You worked on JJ's Star Trek, disaster movie, Zodiac movie, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. It,
It's a
it,
crazy world.
But I feel like that has to be a lot. That's like the ultimate learning experience. Watching these people direct something this big, when you go into your own project. What was it like? I guess I would say I know you're working on there too, but you also probably got to be shadowing and inputting. And what did you take from all of those movies?
I think the biggest thing is really to be clear with your vision. Know what it is that you want to create, and know, what it is that you're striving for, what you're going for. Because then every choice that comes your way, every decision you make, you kind of hold it up as a litmus. Like, does this help me get this done? Does this help me get where I want to go? Does this help tell the story? Does it help, get the characters moving? And if it does, then you say, yeah, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how we're going to do it. And when it doesn't work, or you notice that it doesn't serve the story, then you change your mind. Because on set, things are changing all the time, and you have to make compromises, and you have to, you lose a location and you have to figure out a new thing to do, or someone you were planning on showing up can't show up, and so what do you do about it? How do you continue to tell your story? And I think that improvisation has been bolstered by what I learned from directors like J.J. Abrams and David Fincher, is just the clarity with which they approach their projects.
Wow, very inspiring. Actually, before I get into your reality show, I want to talk about one movie you directed called Stand.
Hmm.
I read it's about two American brothers who are in Vietnam that end up actually standing on mines. Like that's
Correct.
insane concept. What was it like working directing you? Because you directed, produced that movie.
Yeah, I did. I did. It was a lot of work. We shot in two different countries. We shot in Vietnam and Taiwan. There were 11 languages spoken on set. It was,
Oh wow.
really hard work. It was a very rewarding, experience though, just because it was my first feature film, and I knew that I was telling a story that I was passionate about. I was, telling something that was entertaining and yet also, teaching people about, an epidemic in landmines that kind of affects the world, it affects the global population, and nobody really talks about it. And so it was a way of entertaining and educating kind of at the
Yeah,
same
I
time.
didn't even think there was actually any landmines left. You wouldn't even think about that, but wow.
Yeah, so there's over 100 million landmines in 68 countries around the world, and they kill or maim about 2,000 people a month.
Dang.
Mostly women and children, and most of them are in places where the war is long gone. And
Mhm.
these are things that are left behind from wars in the past.
Very cool. All right, so your new project's called the Great Grass Race. It's about people racing from LA to New York, but on
Yep,
lawnmowers. What
exactly.
insane, awesome concept. Where did you come up with this?
Well, so Dennis Oliver created Menace Vision, and he has these crazy ideas. He just, he feels like we've seen everything before, and so he wants to see, what have you not seen before? It's Menace Vision's, kind of mantra is you haven't seen it all, and so he wanted to create a race, and he thought, you know what, we're gonna have him do it on lawnmowers, but these aren't even the fixed up lawnmowers of the South. I mean, these things only go 5.5 miles an hour, and so we're taking the slow road for sure. But it's been an incredible journey. It's been really beautiful. And then to add to it, they have no money, they have no gas, they have no food. They're literally dependent on communities and strangers to help them on their way. And I think that that's what drew me to it, was having an opportunity to show that there is still community and there is still kind of giving in the world, because so much of what we hear about is people are selfish and people are only out for themselves, and no one does anything for anybody anymore. And the last 1,200 miles have proved that concept very wrong.
Oh, very, very cool. I love to hear that. So are there teams or everyone kind of racing solo to like
So we have 5 teams, and there's 2 people per team. So each team has a lawnmower and a trailer. So one person's driving and the other person's in the trailer. Some of the teams switch off drivers. Other teams kind of have a navigator and a driver. One of the teams, they have someone who drives all the time, but the other guy is always working on social media. He's getting people to bring their donations and where to meet them, and how to get things brought to them, how to get their dinner the next day, or get a place to stay, or get a belt they need for their lawnmower. So they all have different strategies, and it's been fun to watch.
in reality TV, there's got to be some drama involved. I feel like what are some of their teams trying to take a disadvantage of other ones or sabotage or I assume
Well,
there's got to be something.
there is, one of the things that we really offer as a show, though, is we're much more of like a docu-series and a true reality show, because we
Gotcha.
don't do any retakes, and we don't manipulate them, and we don't have storylines where we say, okay guys, go do this to those people because we need something interesting. We really just kind of capture what's there. So we've had some teams where they're fighting inside the team, and they're kind of
Mhm.
arguing with each other, but then they've grown through it and now they're like the best of friends. We've had other teams that are, in such competition that they try to get teams left behind, or they try to, route them the wrong way, or get them to drive on a road and get them in a dead end. So it's all kind of sabotage.
I love it. 'Cause someone has been on a couple reality shows and see how they manipulate the drama. That's good to hear that it's all docu-series organic. I love that.
Yeah, I promise them. They're going through a really hard thing. I mean, it was 120 degrees in the Mojave Desert, and then it was raining on us. And in Colorado, we had hail, the size of golf balls. It's like they have
Oh
so
my.
much stuff that they're going through. They don't need me messing with them. Also, they don't need me playing crying baby music at night when they're trying to sleep. I'm really just trying to capture what they're going through and support them in their journey.
I love that. All right, so where can people watch this?
So people can follow us on Facebook. Also, our platform is menacevision.com,
Mhm.
and they can see all the episodes there. We post an episode every other day. They can also follow us on Instagram. Menace Vision is the Instagram website. You can also go to my Instagram, which is Kiindarius. And between those two, you can kind of find all the different teams and what they're posting and what they're looking for, and even ways to interact with them.
Oh, I love that. All right, well, thank you so much, man.
No, I appreciate you having me, Stephen. Thank you. I love your show.
Oh, thank you, and we'll talk down the road for future projects. Okay.
Look forward to it.
All right, man. Take care.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Please support this video by giving it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and hit that subscribe button while you're down there. Thank you so much.